All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at Wednesday. So I've already posted the Astro hours and I've put them up here as well for gold. Now, yesterday, as you can see for gold, we had that first target of 2045 here, and that was done. And you can see that was also on the price as well. Okay, so it's all good. Now, what are we going to do here? Now, on the daily, as you can see, we've got lower lows, lower highs. Okay, that's on the one hand. On the other hand, we've got the weekly here. We've got a breakout with the potential to keep heading higher. Okay, so we're in a bit of a dilemma, but this is what we're going to do. Now, on the PST, you can see the place to buy is down here. That's still 2006, 2008. On the price, we've got 2013. Okay. And if we come to 2013, that also matches the daily here, which is 43.44, which is 2015 and 17. All right. So if we come down to 2015, 17, it's a good buy opportunity. Here on the weekly, it's a good buying opportunity. Down here, it's a good buying opportunity. Okay. Now that we've made that 2045 target from yesterday, I've adjusted it on the daily to 2046 because the new value for this is 2046. Okay, so we want to make sure we're keeping our figures nice. There you got 2015, 2055, and your first on the PST 62 is 2056. So from 2050 to 2056, we've got a bit of a range here. This is still a target. This is a big jump down. So the market will either want to close it or they're going to say this is too much. Okay, and we're going to keep selling. And they may not want to close the gap. Okay. So what you can do with gold is twofold. One is you can sell here at Astro hours. If you like go up, you can look for a sell opportunity here. And that's that. The other thing is, if the market mucks around here until 12:35 and doesn't really give us a good feedback on the support, you're going to have to be careful because there might be a breakout until 10 past 3 and then even pushing afterwards to 5:50 to 6:50 my time, where it'll all kind of like keep pushing until the closing. All right. But if the market does turn, that could all be pushing downwards. All right. So once you get a direction, okay, once you get a direction, then the market has the opportunity today to just flow in that direction until closing. So it might be a really, really nice trading day. All right. So that's that. On the sell side, like I said, it's either going to be here or up here. All right. Or in between these two levels here. All right. And that's how you can check it out as well. Obviously, if you want to sell, if you're using the ATAM strategy, you can also go to your 1 hour chart and keep plotting it according to that and sell the highs at the Astro hours. SP 500, let's take a look. Now with the SP 500, remember yesterday I said there was a special aspect coming in at these hours. All right, remember yesterday? So yesterday I noted those levels, those hours, and then I said, if should that be the case, okay, and that was the hours yesterday at 9:50 to 10 past 10. Okay, 10 past 10 is 9 o'clock here. This is a 15-minute chart, right? So that's that there. Okay, so that's your 10 o'clock, all right, and your 10 past 10 there. So I said the turn might come at 23:55 or in Asia, and that's 10:55, and this is 10:55 here, as you can see, and the market turned around. Now, if you were following that, okay, if you're trading the US session, you would have followed that, and that was the price level I gave. Remember, 4,927. So the market's been mucking around there, as you can see, and then that was like the sell-off. And basically that's, that was it. So with the indices, remember I said you're either going to just, wait for a sign of reversal, or you can use that hour to look for a turnaround. And that's exactly what the market did, all right, because that was like an important aspect happening here, but it wasn't the triggering event. So there was a event here that was like very powerful, very good, but it wasn't the trigger. It was just telling us, you know what? Let's just wait for the trigger hour, and that was your trigger time there. And then that was just like bang. Okay, so that's how it panned out. What to do now if this astrological event here is telling us that the game is over, then if the market goes back up again, we should sell at the daily or up here. Okay, like 4,922. Here is good, here is good. So if the market goes back up, we're going to be selling off again at Astro hours. Okay, and then want to be pushing down. Okay, so once again, to sell off here looks okay. It looks legitimate. Okay, and you need to be careful for a fast move in New York opening, because in New York opening it looks like we're going to have some fast, crazy moves. Okay, it could be like fast and sudden, bang, 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 and then once it finds direction, it should flow. All right, like I said. And that's that with SP 500. Now, if you still want to wait for a sign and so on, it's okay. You could do that. Now, the weekly support for this is going to be 71, which is 4,876. So 4,876 is down here on the weekly. On the daily, your target is there. Now, selling here is not a bad idea. 74 is 4925, and 4925 is here, as you can see. So that 4925, 4922 is not a bad spot to sell off if the market touches there at an Astro hour. And then if it does, then you got room to come down into 6740, 4894, into 6295, 4880. So you got 4894, 4880. 4880 is right there. So this is actually your zone. All right. 4894 is there. All right. So that's going to be your initial target as well. 4894. All right. So we've got room to come down. In my opinion, if it goes up, selling is not a bad idea. Nice impulse wave, breaking it out, push up to sell off. Euro dollar, let's take a look. Well, with the euro dollar, remember what I've been saying, we still have room to sell, but we want to sell if the market goes up first, don't we? We don't want to be selling in the support zone here. So on the weekly, as you can see, we've got room to come down. So any move up yesterday, I said we could sell off. Okay, so that was a push up, as you can see. These were Astro hours here. And remember, I said the swing can come around that time there, and that's what happened there. All right. So now we've got a push up. You can sell down again. Let me just refresh this. You can see the daily pivot and the opening are pretty close. They're like on top of each other, and that's nice. So what we want to see, if the market goes back up, you want to sell. You've got two locations to sell. One's going to be around here between 1.0845, 1.0836 at Astro hours. You hit this place, then you can look to sell off. Okay. Then you should still target these. And if you take a look at your daily, let's take a look. 32 and 29, we should head to 1.0793. 1.0793 is there. And then the other target is 0770, 0770. All right, so if that breaks, we should head towards there. Okay, so as you can see, that's a nice sell-off in the Asia session. Now, this is a buy zone, so you don't want to be mucking around here buying. Also, this daily level here is going to be the support, 32, 1.0793. So the market does pop down into 1.0793 there. Okay, this is also going to be a support. All right, so we'll have to see how things pan out. If we don't head down first but go up, we're going to be looking to sell. On the daily, that zone is 50. It's a bit far out, 1.0890. It's just a bit too far out. Okay, but if it gets there, you know you'll be selling. All right, because there's going to be sudden moves in the market today. All right, when New York opens up, selling the highs here on the weekly at Astro hours, I don't mind doing at all. Okay, also in the US session, if we like end up here somewhere up, and then at an Astro hour selling down, I think is a better option. Why is selling a better option? I've explained it on numerous occasions. We still have room to come down, okay, into this zone here. All right, this is a good zone here. There's a gap here, so we still have room to come down. Also, coming into this bar here, this 0761 is not a bad idea at all, which is going to be there. All right, so we got room to push down. Also on the weekly, you can see there's room to come down to that 43.44, which is 1.0750. Okay, 1.0750, 0726. Okay, so 0750, 0726 is there. All right. So I think we've got room to come down. So selling the highs to push down is the way to go. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. Now remember with the swing days as well, I posted on Monday. All right. What does that tell you? Monday, swing day, Dow Jones, Tuesday. All right. Remember, SP 500 was Monday. All right. Dow Jones was Tuesday, and we got Wednesday for Nasdaq and SP 500 together. So any pull up into a high can also be a good selling opportunity. Now, when we've got indices, sometimes we're getting a few days because it could be like 3 or 4 or even 5 days of the week because we've got 3 different indices, right? So it's a bit tricky. So what you have to do then is this. You got to measure the targets at the top. If the market is going up, we want to look for a sell opportunity. And the best way to look for a sell opportunity is the Astro hour plus a price target, as we always do. If you want to go against the grain. If you got a bunch of days as swing days because we've got 3 indices and the indices go together, then this is what you can do. You can just wait, look for a reaction, and then trade the retracement. Okay, that's also an option. So this is why sometimes I say maybe just want to leave it alone and wait for a sign of reversal. And yesterday, that seems to have been like at those hours, it seems to have been like pretty good. Okay, and that's it. All right, so let's take a look at the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. Now here we've got Dow Jones. As you can see, yesterday it's just broken out. And that monthly still got room to push up. Okay, so it's got room to go, as you can see, and it's just pushing and pushing towards there. So waiting for a reversal, we're going to have to wait for a sign. Okay, so today is also a let's see Dow Jones. I think it's swing day for Dow Jones. That was yesterday, was a swing day for Dow Jones. So today we've got Nasdaq and SP 500. So that's the high yesterday done. Okay, as you can see, this is yesterday, and this is how the market started to push down here. All right, so if that is a swing day for Nasdaq, that's your Tuesday. All right, then we can expect the market to push down, but there's no real sign of that happening yet. So when there's no real sign of that happening, you just sit tight and wait. Okay. If you want to go long, you say, listen, I want to keep buying until I get a sign of a reversal. You can do that because you're following the trend. Where can you do that? The first location is that 70, 38,352, 38,352 is there. All right, so if the market does come down, this is going to be a buy level. Why? Because this is where the breakout happened. All right, so that's okay. Also down here is okay to go long if you want to do that and go up that path. Okay, and that's it. If you want to sell, then what you can do is you can hang around here and wait for a reaction, because there's still on the weekly, it's a breakout. On the monthly, it's got room to go. So, at least 38,850, and that 65 level is 39,204. So there's room to go. Okay, so I wouldn't rush it. Nasdaq, yesterday I said, is the only one that's behaving nicely, indeed. And with Nasdaq, we had Wednesday as well, so it's a nice day. Wednesday, as you can see, bang. And like I said, Monday and Tuesday. All right, Monday was an SP 500. Tuesday was a Dow Jones swing day. So that's pretty much your Tuesday, and that's your Monday. So Monday up, Tuesday down. Let's see what will happen today for Nasdaq. On the weekly, as you can see, those price levels were good to sell off at. Astro hours. All right, so if I get into that zone there, okay. And the market just sliding down, as you can see, right into that zone there. You can see that was a price target for us. Okay. Let's see, and that zone, remember, was the sell zone yesterday, which is 73. This is the weekly, okay? 17,541, 17,679. So 541 there, 679 there, as you can see. So this zone, that's where the market started to turn around. Now, what you need to do for this, obviously, you go use your Astro hours, like from yesterday. And if you're trading the Nasdaq, then obviously, if you're selling, you would be looking for sells when 10:40 to 12 o'clock here. 10:40 there. All right, so that's your 10:40, which is 9:40 on the platform. 11:40 to 12, which is 10:40 to 11 o'clock on the platform there. All right, so that's the market breaking down, retracement up into the opening pivot, Asia, and then just pushing down, as you can see. And then you got 2 o'clock on the platform. That's 2 o'clock to 2:25, which on my time is 3 to 3:25, as you know. So the market just keeps sizzling down, as you can see, nice and easy into those targets, way down into there. All right, so that's like a good push. So nice to see that happening there. And maybe Nasdaq is going to be leading that off. We should come back down into that line. It's what we're anticipating. A little bit of a push up to sell off is not a bad idea. So if the market goes up a little bit and then sells off, is okay. 68, maybe 17,615. You can keep that on the radar. 17,615. Okay, which is there. So there's a bit of a slight gap here, but it's not a big deal, I don't think. So if the market goes up into the daily, weekly, I think selling from these zones is not a bad idea. You can see the market has broken, closed below. So what we want to be looking for is an up move to sell off. If it doesn't go up and it's like mucking around here, then we'll probably push further down. And then your target will be, then you're going to have to target that 16,660. But that's a bit far out on the daily. Let's see if we've got anything. 17 zone here, 17,152. So 17,168 on the price. and 152 is there. So this zone is going to be a target zone for us. Anything else down there? 17014. 17014 is going to be somewhere there. All right, so initially that target's pretty much done. As you can see, just scraped it. We should break down. If it goes up, selling down is a good idea. Bitcoin, let's take a look. Now with Bitcoin, remember I said this zone's a sell zone, and I said it might sweep and then close lower, and then we might get a sell reaction if it did that. So let's see what happened. The high of that was 43,556, and it closed 43,531, as you can see below that. And what did it do? It swept the stops. Okay, so here we've got a bit of a dilemma. We're either going to push down or we're going to close that gap there. All right, so if you want to sell, you can maybe at the daily pivot at the opening. Okay, and that's what you might want to do. All right, so if the market pulls up a little bit, closes gaps, comes into here because there are a few gaps here, then selling at Astro hours here is not a bad idea. Okay, and then you can keep pushing it down, at least down into that 41 zone. Now remember, on the daily we were waiting for the market to break and close below these levels, and it did that. So now looking for an up move to sell off is what we're kind of aiming at. Okay, and it's either going to be here, it's going to push down, or we're going to close the gap and then push down. If it closes the gap, then there'll be mass selling. Okay, if it's from here as well, you might just see the market pushing further and further down, and then this zone will be a place where the market kind of like topped out, and that's basically it. So selling is not a bad idea. If it keeps breaking up to go there, then this is going to be your next sell zone where the market's closing the gap between 44,528 to that white line there, or 45,685.